Well, good afternoon.
Hi,
It's Yarning Around with Kathy,
Jeannie.
and I'm so glad to see you back again today. It's really just a beautiful fall day out there. I, it's so nice and crisp, the air, and it hasn't gotten that hot out today. I'm not
Oh,
sure
good.
how much it was. I mean, I had to put the air on in the car, but that's just because that sun beats down on you and
Yeah,
it makes it really,
yeah,
really hot outside.
right.
So,
Yeah,
but anyway, that's that's just a beautiful, beautiful day out today.
great, great. Well, I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks.
I know.
Life happens.
Life happens
Life
and
happens.
stuff happens, and so yep, we
Yeah,
were not here
yeah.
to record 2 weeks ago, and so we just wanted to keep up with the normal way of the weeks, so that's why we waited
Mm.
another week. And I had something else going on too last week,
Yeah,
so
me too. Me too.
so
And Maximus is going to join us eventually.
eventually, I'm
Okay,
not sure when Maximus is going to be able to
okay,
be with us, but we're working on it.
okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. I was thinking about him the other day, and
Oh,
and
he's so much fun.
yeah, yeah,
I
nice kid.
really, I really enjoy him
Yeah,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah.
so, so
Okay.
that's really good. So, what have you been up to?
Well, I am working on uh, same old stuff. I'm house sitting. I was house sitting again,
Oh,
and
nice.
so I've just finished 4 days house sitting, which
Uh
was
huh.
nice. It was really nice. It was in town though,
Oh,
so I could go
okay.
check on the kitties and then go back and forth. So that
Oh,
was really
nice.
nice. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, and other than that, knitting wise, I have been doing the same old
Ooh, let's hold it
shawl.
up.
It's getting
It's
big,
getting bigger.
bigger,
Yes, it
bigger, bigger.
is. Here's the
It's
little tail of it
yeah,
way down here.
yeah. It's gonna be. I
Oh, so cute.
yeah,
So pretty.
yeah. I really
Let's
like this.
hold it up close and people can see it. It's
And this
gorgeous.
is the yarn from Hobby Lobby. It is
Right.
Urban Chic is the name of the
Mm-hmm.
yarn, and it comes in really really nice colorways. Um, I have the next one I'm going to start is the yellow, orange, gray, and white one,
Oh,
and
nice.
it'll
Are you going to
be.
make another one just
Um,
like it?
I don't know if I'm going to make it like this.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
like to see. I'd like to see a different shape. So maybe
Oh, okay.
yeah, maybe not quite as narrow an angle
Uh-huh.
to start with, and maybe more triangular, asymmetrical, sort of, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't decided yet,
No, no, not
but it's
really.
probably not going to be the same one again.
No,
Okay.
not the same one because I'm already knitting another one in a different yarn in some of the sock yarn I dyed, and
Okay.
that's for my sister. Um,
Uh-huh.
and then, yay! I am so close to being finished with my brother's sweater. I
Oh,
just have to
yay.
show you.
Hooray. That's wonderful.
I am
And
down
help you with
to.
him too.
I have cast off the last time I was ready to separate for the front and the back, and now I
Mm-hmm.
have bound off the front and the back. Here's the back neck, and I have to sew the shoulders, pick up and knit around the neck,
Okay.
and then sew on the sleeves, and I'm done.
Oh,
I am
wow.
done.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So where are
So
the sleeves going to go?
the sleeves go on either side. They are.
Oh,
It's a
up
drop
here. I
shoulder.
see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
It's a
Right
drop
here.
shoulder. Yeah.
This is where the sleeves are going to
Right.
go.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an interesting. It says sew at the neck edge, and so maybe I don't know. It's a different pattern. It's
Because that's not going to be wide, big enough for all the arms, the sleeve to go through.
right. So if I sew it at the
So,
neck edge, I haven't read that far,
mm,
but there's a lot of sleeve to go. So if I sew this
oh,
at the
I
neck
see.
edge, but it's a drop sleeve. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what
We'll
happens.
see.
I would like to see that how that works with the drop sleeve. Because I've never made a drop sleeve. I've done raglan sleeves for the most part.
Yeah.
Or that one that you sort of like join the sleeves and the yoke, and then you do like narrow the yoke around.
Yeah. Well, and so if something is squirrely and I haven't done this right, I'll just rip it out again.
Oh no, I don't think so. I think there's a way to do it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't either.
So that'll be sort of cool.
Right. I had to rip this back because I got. So, people say I'm the expert help here at the store. I'm the expert help. Okay, so here's an expert help thing. When you get in a hurry and you want to knit a pattern in pieces in the round, and you get in a hurry, and once you separate for the front and the back, don't assume that the front is going to be knitted the same as the back, because I did that.
Okay.
And I got the whole length from separating to binding off, ready to go. Oh no, until I was supposed to, slip stitches on for the neck. So I looked at it and I went, wait, doesn't the back come up farther than the front?
Than the front? For the neck? It's supposed to.
Yeah, well,
I didn't think about that.
Nope. So I had to sew in lifelines. So I sewed in lifelines on 4 pieces now, because now I've separated, right?
Oh, wow.
So sew in the lifeline, rip it back, and then do it again.
Okay.
So, even people who have knitted a long time.
We do. We all make those mistakes. We all misread patterns. And I would say that's my biggest problem and issue has always been that I don't read the whole pattern to begin with. And then it's like, oh, I was supposed to do this. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, that's exactly.
So I think that's a really good rule of thumb for everybody to read, including you, Jeannie, is to read through your patterns all the way before you actually do it. Now sometimes it gets overwhelming and you think like, oh my gosh, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do that. So then what I would say is that just go ahead and read through the piece that you're making. So if it's the back, then read through the back. If it's going to be the sleeves, read through the whole sleeve. Or even the top, the front. Just do it. If it's top down, just do it until you have to separate the sleeves. But just read through everything so that you know what's going to come up next, rather than be like, oh, now I get to do this. Oh, now I get to do that. That's like mystery shawl stuff. And that's okay. You can do that in a mystery shawl because they've written it so that, and they divided it up, so you don't need to know what's going to happen 3 steps down. Whereas you might in a regular pattern.
Exactly. And so and what happens to me sometimes is that I'm a very fast reader ordinarily. I mean, I can read, if give me an 800-page book and I can read that in a week. So I am a very fast reader. I read in chunks and hunks. I don't read every word. I read chunks and hunks. So if I'm reading a pattern, there are a lot of times my eyes skip over stuff. So for me, one of the good things that I can do is I can come sit down with somebody and say, okay, let me read this to you. And once I read it aloud and I'm hearing what I'm reading, then I know where I missed something. But if I don't do that, a lot of times
most of the time people do skip over things. They don't read every word. Whereas in an knitting pattern, read every single word. That's what I have found out to be my best practice.
Absolutely. So anyway, I'm really excited.
But you're very close to this. Close. This is wonderful.
He's gonna get it for Christmas.
That'll be great.
So now on to.
That's so beautiful.
Thank you. I'm starting to figure out. I'm starting to think about what am I going to do next.
Oh well, let me go with my stuff, and then we'll talk about next projects. Okay.
Okay.
So these are things that I've actually started. Okay. So, of course, I can't do just 2 things at a time. I have to do 3.
Yeah.
And in my case, it's going to be 4, but I'll talk about the
okay.
things I'm going to start later on.
Okay.
So I finished my grandson's sweater, which I was so happy and excited about.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I'm going to work on my daughter's sweater, and I've been doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to show you this, and I'll show you that in a couple of seconds.
Okay.
But I want to do this one first. This is called Kaleidoscope. It's by Wendy McDonald. She's the yarn fairy, and the pixies is who she is.
Oh, cool.
And this is what it is right here.
Oh, isn't
Kaleidoscope.
that pretty?
It's going to be a giant
half pie.
It's a whole pie. This is they've put it over the fence.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a whole circle.
Ooh.
And so it is you can't really see it on here, but it's basically a spiral of like yarn overs. So
nice.
you're just going to see like a yarn over, but it's going to start from the center and then go out.
Oh,
so anyway, so that's that, and I'm making it out of the Yarn Fairies. They dye all their yarns, and so this is a milky, silky sock, which is 70% merino, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere.
Nice.
And it's 430 yards in 100 grams.
Nice.
So you use 3 skeins of that and 2 skeins of 3 skeins of a mulchi, and then the 2 of the semi-solid, which is going to be around the outside here.
Nice.
Yeah. So I didn't bring that yarn with me, but that's all right. I'll bring it another time.
Yeah.
But I brought the yarn that I'm using, so this is what it looks like.
That's pretty. Oh
Isn't
my gosh.
Isn't that gorgeous? It is so, I don't know if you guys can see all the sparkles that are in here, but there are so many sparkles.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, it's really nice. So I got started. I cast on with the Emily Ockers cast on. And actually, I was really surprised that I was able to do it after only watching it twice. So, YouTube, the place to go to.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What did we do without it?
I know, really. So this is the center. That's where the Emily Ockers started in the center. Well, I guess on here you can see where the yarn is coming out. That's where I did it. And so I've been knitting around since then. So you can sort of see do you see how the spiral is starting there?
Yeah, there we go.
Right there. Yeah. So that's what it's going to be. This whole thing is going to be that spiral all the way out to the end.
Isn't that going to be neat?
Yeah.
There.
So this is really pretty cool. I'm having a great time doing it. And then it's like you do the pattern on one side and then on one round, and then the next round you just knit everything.
Oh, wow.
And all it is yarn overs, knit 2 together, and a knit 3 together.
Wow.
And I guess there's some SSKs in there too.
Okay.
So I don't consider that, to me, that's not really challenging.
No.
That I'm not going to be able to do it unless I'm sitting here.
Right.
Watching every second.
Yeah, no, that should be easy, reasonably easy to memorize.
Right.
And keep track of even.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the outside ring is going to be a cable. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's going to be really pretty to do with that outside thing.
Yeah.
So I'm making this for one of my teachers.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm going to be seeing them, I hope, in the spring. And so I thought if I started it now, I could get it done.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Cool.
By the spring. By Easter weekend, this needs to get done. So anyway. Okay. So I started off on just little like 9-inch cables, and then I moved up to 14-inch, and now I'm on 16-inch.
Wow,
so
nice.
I'm going to be going up onto my 24-inch here pretty quick.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, so
textural.
That has been really a lot of fun for me to do. I keep forgetting if I put it down here, y'all can't see it. So up here, this is really, really pretty. I really, really like it.
Yeah.
So you can see that it's just about, too much for this 16-inch.
Yeah.
But I can go a few more rounds.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so
Playing
that's
with
that.
fire.
I
to do
know.
that.
I like to live on the dangerous
Yes.
side. Yeah.
On the
On the edge of the knitting world. Yes.
okay.
Anyway, and then so the other thing I made was I'm working on is my granddaughter's sweater, which is this, um,
Oh yeah.
that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
there that I'm working
So
on.
cute. Yes.
So yeah, I think it's going to be cute. It's going to be, oh, it's a little difficult getting it done, but I think it'll be all right. It's not difficult in the way of the, there being an issue with the knitting techniques.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the back done. So this is the back. This is how it starts down here with this
Has a little ribbing.
little ribbing thing here. And so, but it's not like really a ribbing that would be like, it doesn't matter which side you start the stockinette stitch on.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so I got the back done. And then this is the back. I used some short row shaping for the back. And I hate stockinette because it's always
it's so rolly, curly, yeah,
and curly. That's why I don't like stockinette.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful stitch. I like to do it in the round.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's that. And then so I got started doing the next one. Except I got the little band done at the bottom. Except that I started my stockinette with it on the back of it.
Oh shoot.
So then I was like, oh, I got to take this apart. So I took it apart.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I can't wait any second. I can't wait any second longer. I'm starting this. So I started it. So that got started. So now I feel like I can probably go back and cast. See, this is my casting on. I have to cast on 77 stitches. So I do not have to keep doing it back and forth, counting over and over. I always, when I'm just doing 77, I do it in tens.
Cool.
So
Makes
that's
sense.
what I do so that I don't forget and have to recount everything over and over and over again. All right. I want to talk to you a little bit about this yarn. This yarn I thought was a really nice yarn. It sounds really good. It feels really good. And it's called the VJ Fibers Cadence.
It really is pretty.
It's beautiful.
It feels wonderful.
Yarn. And it feels nice.
Yeah.
The problem with this yarn, there's two problems. The first one is that it rubs off onto my hands. So when I get finished, knitting with it, I got to go wash my hands because all of my fingers are purple.
So the
dye comes off a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the first problem. The second problem is that it's not too bad now because I have not been knitting too much. But what happens is this will get so twisty. And of course, it's not going to show you the twistiness at the moment, but it will twist on itself like this. Really, really a lot. And so it'll be twisted, way twisted, even more than that.
Yeah.
But it's not doing it right at the moment because it's Henri yarn. However, it will do that when you're using it. And so I have to keep like pulling it, and to try to straighten it out, or I'll have to hang it up, but it doesn't work well when you hang it up because you got such a big needle and it just doesn't work very well. So that's the only two problems that I see with this yarn. I think it's going to be magnificent when it is done and finished. I love the top. I think the lace is beautiful. So I'm going to continue doing it.
Yeah.
I just don't like the fact that it does those two things. Now, I was thinking that when I went ahead and washed it, that I could wash it and rinse it enough to get all the extra stuff off.
Yes. And
really?
yes. And I can, let's see. It's silk, cashmere, and wool.
So.
Well, I'm thinking.
Let me see. No, it's not silk, cashmere, and wool. That was the other yarn.
Oh, that's right.
This is 100% silk.
Oh, 100% silk. Okay. I was going to say, I think maybe Um, I was thinking vinegar in the rinse would set it, but I'm hesitant with silk. I'm thinking maybe synthropol. I have some synthropol. Yeah, okay. I have some.
So,
don't
like,
buy it because
how
I'll
much?
give you
I
some.
mean, my thinking was that I was going to rinse it until it ran clear.
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
think that that will ever happen? Do you think that? I mean, what have you done in the past with stuff?
if you put it, let's see, usually, if I remember correctly, synthropol is an additive for acid dyeing yarn,
Okay.
and I don't know how this is dyed, if it's a natural dye or an acid dye, but I'm gonna guess that that's an acid dye.
I would think so.
So when you soak yarn before you put dye on it,
right,
you can put synthropol on it because synthropol is a surfactant and
right.
It makes water wetter, and it helps stuff move. Yeah, it helps stuff move anyway. Mm-hmm. But then in the rinse water, if I remember correctly, the instructions say put like a drop in a big, sink full of water.
Okay.
A drop or two, not a quarter of a cup like you would before you get it
before
dyed.
You dye it. So after you dye it, you would put less in.
Right.
Okay.
So and really literally a drop or two, and then or like a tiny little ploop. And then let that soak for a little while, and then rinse it out. And it should help the rest of the dye come out.
Oh, okay. So do that before I start rinsing it to clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So when you go to wash it, you'll take a couple of drops of synthropol, put it in the sink with the water,
right,
and then lay it in there and let it soak.
Okay.
Then you can rinse it.
Okay.
Rinse it to clear.
And rinse it to clear then. Okay.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
it should do it.
That sounds good. Well, we will let you know how that works out.
Yeah. And if that doesn't work, we'll call Dagmar.
We'll say we need the rescuers to come in here.
Okay, Miss Eowulf's independent dyer.
How do we do this?
Yeah, better than me.
So anyway, so that's what's been going on with me in my yarn adventures that I've been doing with the knitting.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you are talking about doing extra things now, right? Moving on to planned projects.
Yeah. Well, I have so many UFOs, unfinished objects, and so this blue sweater that's almost done is an unfinished object,
right?
Years in the making, and so I have, because I've done a few things recently with moss stitch, and I can't remember exactly what that was now. Okay. Oh, it's that shawl that I'm doing from Miriam's Well that has moss stitch in it.
Oh, right.
Well, I have a Nora Gone. No, it's not Nora Gone. Is that Nora?
Does it have cables? Sorry, Lucy. Lucy is growling. Dog. Come here, Lucy. Come here. No barking. No growling. Everyone is friendly and happy here.
Good girl. Anyway, so I think it is Nora Gone. It's called the Shoji Wrap, and it is or Shoji Shrug, and it is Brooklyn tweed Nora Gone design.
Nice.
You go get her.
Excuse me, I'm gonna go get her. Put her on her leash. I gotta get her leash.
Anyway, so
she's gonna be growling.
The Shoji design. Is a beautiful, multi-textured, fancy schmancy
no growling
pattern. And I bought beautiful Brooklyn tweed Targhee yarn to knit it in. But it's navy blue. What was I thinking? Navy blue. Can't see it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so I've started it several times because between not being able to see it and the moss stitch, which I apparently
goodness.
didn't know how to do very well 2 or 3 years ago when I first bought the pattern and the yarn. But now, after doing this shawl from Miriam's Well, I can do the moss stitch, and so now it's time to, while my mojo is up and it's right, I need to do that shoji wrap, which I will do.
Okay.
But the other things I'm thinking about, well, there's always Christmas knitting.
Right.
And I'm thinking I'm probably going to do some mitts out of my hand spun, just
nice.
for the heck of it.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah,
because you got a lot of hand spun. You said
God, I have so much hand spun. It's
and
ridiculous.
so you wanted to go ahead and use some of that,
right? And so I want to do that.
Good.
Yeah, and then the other thing I want to do is I have not knit. I knitted for my daughter when she was younger. Can I tell you guys, you beginner knitters who want to knit for your family, don't do it. Not till they're old enough to really, have a brain. But when my 8-year-old daughter didn't think it was cool to have a hat that her mom knitted. So anyway,
Jeannie.
Yeah, me too. But so what happened was that
you're so
all those
excited and happy about it.
All those hats I knitted went to a little crafts fair for the I can't remember if it was the elementary school, the middle school, I don't remember, but I must have had, I don't know, 18, 20 hats that I had made, because I got obsessed about doing color work and crochet as well, and so I made a ton of hats that semester. And this little craft show happened at Christmas time. I said,
nice.
"Oh, here," and they said, "Okay, we'll give you money back." No. I just gave them the hats. I said, "Sell them for what you want. You keep all the money. I don't want to see these hats anymore."
Nice.
Anyway, so now it's time. My son is 31. My daughter is 26. It's time to think about knitting them something.
Have they asked you?
No. Oh, yes,
I wouldn't. If they don't ask you, I still wouldn't.
Actually, my son wants a vest.
Okay.
And he doesn't care if it's a pullover or a cardigan.
Okay.
But he wants a vest. And
so I would
really
knit for
would
him.
Like to do that.
I'm really very serious. Jeannie, I'm not trying to be anti-family.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you who you should and shouldn't knit for. All I'm saying is that, I know from long experience.
Yeah.
Nope. Don't knit for them. Don't knit anything for them.
Yeah.
Unless they ask you for it.
Yeah.
If they ask you for it, so like all my kids have asked me to make them stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm notoriously slow at getting it done.
Yeah.
But they have asked me to knit something for them.
Yeah.
My daughter, who I'm making this sweater for instance, she wears my stuff all the time. I've knitted her a few things. And then she's so funny. She says, "Mom, they will ask me where I got it from, at what store they could go get it at." And they said, my mom.
Yeah.
And I bet she won't make you one.
That's cute. That's cute.
So, so she wears it. So that's why I'm willing to make her stuff.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
My son-in-law, who I made the socks for, he wears them all the time. He was telling me about it too. Yeah. He said, "I like to wear them in the wintertime under my dress shoes, because dress shoes apparently don't have a lot of warmth to them."
No, they're very cold.
And so he said they really make his feet feel warm. So he's doing that. My grandson, who wanted the sweater, he asked me for the sweater, and I made him beg for it. The other one that I made the sweater for, he wants another one, and I'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
So he wants another one. My granddaughter, I've knitted her a few things, and she's not wearing the thing that I gave her the last time.
Wow.
So I'm like, don't think I'm knitting you a sweater in a while.
Yeah.
And then the other one... The other thing I do, though, is they've all asked me for mittens. So I'll make them mittens. But I'm not going to take my time, because I'm a very slow knitter. And I've got lots of other things going on, so I don't have a lot of time to, sit there and knit. And I don't know if I would be able to find myself knitting for 2 hours straight unless I was binge watching something.
Yeah.
And even then it's hard. I get up and I got to do this. Oh, I got to do that. I'm turning into my mother who drove me crazy.
I know, my mother couldn't sit still either.
Oh,
bless their
and
hearts.
I'm getting to be my mom, and that's really upsetting. But at any rate, it's like, no, Kathy, don't start making work for yourself. You don't have to make work for yourself.
Yeah.
That will really be okay. Just sit here and knit.
Yeah.
Knit for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's going down a road I really don't want to go down.
So I have some other stuff that I'm dreaming about, and maybe I would like to make a cardigan for me.
Nice, that would be good.
Yeah, and I've picked out several patterns. Before I moved. So goodness knows where they are now. I have to go back and sit down and look at what's going on. And Taos Wool Festival is coming up. Maybe it's time to look for a sweater's quantity of something cool there.
That would be nice.
Because I've been really good. I haven't bought much yarn at all. I bought yarn, let's see, when did I buy yarn? I bought yarn at Winslow. And I think, did I buy yarn the last trunk show? I'm not even sure. I don't think so. I don't think so. So anyway, I've been really good about buying yarn this year. And Taos is where I usually spend a paycheck, and I have not done that in several years.
Right.
So I'm due to buy a sweater's worth. Yeah. And then when we talk about Taos, I want to talk about
talk about Taos. Okay.
Yeah.
So that sounds great. So you've got some ideas percolating in your head. Yeah. A vest for your son, because he asked you for it.
Yeah.
And then maybe a sweater for you.
Yeah.
And then some other kind of a shawl with that the other part of this yarn.
Right. Wait till you see that. It's really pretty too.
Yeah. So that'll be really good. Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, you've got some good ideas for the next few months.
Yeah. And I have more yarn than I'll get knitted in a lifetime. But that's okay.
Well, that's right. Sometimes you need to buy new stuff. I'm telling you, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I am digging into my stash. Like, I got the pattern for this and the yarn for this.
Yeah.
In 2017.
Oh, yeah.
So I did some deep stash diving to get this out, but I've got all these kits together that I'm going to be able to make.
Nice.
So that's my 401k.
Yeah.
When I have to go live with my daughter or my son and I'm in my little room, I'm not giving up my yarn.
Yeah.
So it'll be my little bed and all my bins of yarn.
Yeah. My yarn is stuck on the zipper of my bag. So excuse me while I undo
Sorry, you need to undo that.
Yes, I do.
And is it working? I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. I guess I'm not knitting anymore. Okay.
So I have my next few months worth of knitting already, and besides this, besides the tank for my daughter and this for my teacher, I'm going to make 4 pairs of mittens. Four pairs of mittens, and I got that abracadabra yarn. The yarn that looks sort of like a pale blue, and then you take it outside and it's, whoa! It turns into that big thing. Okay, I have kept this hidden. I have not shown it to my grandchildren, even though I wanted to. That's why I hid it away, so I wouldn't be tempted. So anyway, I hid it away, and I'm bringing it out, and I'm gonna start doing it.
Nice.
So the mittens I'm making are called the acorn mittens, and I forget who they're by, but when I cast one on, I'll bring that in. And the cuffs and the thumb and the top are gonna be in the abracadabra yarn.
Oh, cool.
And then I bought yarn that could go with it to cover their palm and the back of the hand.
Oh, nice.
So those I'm going to get started on.
Great.
So that is great. And then the next thing I'm going to do, let me see, there was one other thing I was going to get started too. Oh, my grandson wants a wonderful wallaby.
Oh,
And
nice.
so I've got the yarn. I got that sesame yarn.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
think I have enough. I don't know.
That's pretty.
I might need more.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with what I can do. And maybe the hood will need to be a different color. Yeah. But the sesame yarn is so cool. And I had him pick out the color.
Oh, cool. And gosh, the store has sold a bunch. I was going to look at it, and they're like, what, 6 skeins left? There's not enough to. I mean,
they're going to have to reorder.
Yeah.
Because that is such wonderful stuff.
Very nice
it's
yarn.
It's really nice yarn. And as far as I know, it doesn't come off on your fingers.
Yeah.
And it doesn't twist back on itself.
Good.
But I'm going to get started doing that for him. So those are the 2 big projects along with these other 2 that I'm going to take me probably through the next year.
Cool.
And that's only a few months away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cool.
So, well, that's all right. So there we've got our anticipation. Yes. And we've got the good stuff we're working on now.
Yeah.
I need to rectify something here. And I totally didn't look it all the way up. But someone has responded to us in our Ravelry under the yarn store at Nob Hill. And so she was talking about one of those first yarns that you were using a few months, when we first started.
Yeah.
And I forget her Ravelry name. I'm so sorry. I meant to look it up, and then I just got so distracted with work. Really gets in my way. So anyway, so I will bring it with me next time and tell you. But yes, we do read what people say, and it's really good. So thank you for writing in, and I will go ahead. I acknowledged you in the thing, but I just said I was going to talk about you, and I haven't.
Okay.
But I will get there. Okay. I promise.
Yes.
I will get there.
Yes. Yes, and thank you very much. It's nice to get response because then we know what you want to talk about. We know, how to direct what direction do you want us to go?
Right.
What do you want to see?
Yeah.
It's always a good thing.
Yes, it is.
We're just 2 people in the stores.
And we know what we like to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot more out there we could talk about.
Exactly.
If you guys want.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Okay. So now let me talk about spinning real quick.
Okay, yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So spinners, we need you to get out there, our spinsters. We're doing Britspin from October 9th through October 13th. I'm sorry for the mess up with the dates. I got confused.
Okay.
So it's the 9th through the 13th. I will be here for the whole thing. We want to have 10 members on our team. Right now we have 3, Jeannie and me and Eliana. And so we'd love to have a few more spinners that want to get along. I don't think it's time to sign up yet as spinners, individuals. I think that it's not time to do that.
Okay.
But I'll double check and we'll know next time. Because I know you have until October 8th to sign up.
Oh,
so
good.
It's not like you have to get it done a few weeks in advance. It's no charge. That they do suggest a £5 donation. And we're going to be measuring in meters, but we can do it.
Yes.
We can figure it out.
Yeah.
We don't have to be those Americans who are so stupid that we can't figure out how much a meter is. We can do it.
Yes, exactly.
So
exactly.
That's the way I feel about that. And we will. And so I'd love to have I need to put your names on our... the Britspin has a thread going for us,
okay.
And I need to put our names on there.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's do it.
Yeah, and Britspin comes at the after Taos Wool Festival, right. and then before Taos Wool Festival this weekend is the first quantum spinning retreat. And that's the spinning retreat that we're going to do at the Gran Quivera National Monument between, let me get this right, between Corona, Mountain Air, and Moriarty. There's a big triangle out and out, 100-mile stretches of road. And in that triangle is the Gran Quivera Salinas Abo National Monument. These are archaeological sites. People lived in them for a long time, hundreds and hundreds of years. It was near the salt flats that are out there. So and at that time there was a lot of water. So these are beautiful, beautiful ruins that are beautifully because it's desert. They're beautifully preserved. And you can walk around and get tours and everything. In the meantime, what we're going to do at the retreat is we're going out at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning and Sunday morning. And we're going out and take our wheels and our chairs and our coffee. And we're going to sit in silence and spin and listen to the park wake up around us.
That'll be so nice.
Because apparently the birds are tremendous. And the silence is just so healing. And there's an arbor with like vines growing over it, and we'll be able to sit not in the burning sun. But I'm just looking forward to this so much. And this is the first year, and depending on what happens, I think this will be a wonderful annual event. I would like to see it be an annual event. We've lost touch with the Southwest Spinners out of Las Cruces, who used to do a spinning retreat annually in the Sacramento Mountains down in southern New Mexico. Beautiful, beautiful place. It was a wonderful retreat, but the place where they have always done the retreat was unable to accommodate them anymore. So I think it just kind of has fizzled, and I would like to see something continue.
So I have a question. So you're going to go out there and you're going to do the spinning. I can't do it this year.
Yeah.
But you're going to go out there and you're going to do the spinning. And then what are you going to do after you spin?
Then once the park opens, we'll be allowed to join the tours.
Okay.
Also, I think we're going into Mountain Air for lunch. And those of us who don't want to drive back and forth are going to stay in Mountain Air. And so we'll have dinner and knitting in the hotel. And
you're going to stay at the hotel at Mountain Air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So are there going to be any classes or anything like that? It's just going to be...
I don't think so. I don't, not formally. Okay. But that would be something that we can look to doing in the future, which would be really fun, I think. And maybe just little like pop-up classes. Boom. This corner of the lobby is going to do 20 minutes on cable cast on. This corner of the lobby is going to do something else. So they're little pop-up workshop
like sort of what we do at Winslow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that would be really, really fun, I think.
So what's the place at Mountain Air like? Does it have like a nice lobby, or?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're going to find out.
Yeah, I've never been to Mountain Air.
Okay.
I think I've driven through it.
Okay.
But I've never been there to stop.
Okay.
And I'm going on faith. My friend Katie has really done the lion's share of the work to set this up. Actually, she's really done.
She's done
all the work.
Hasn't she done all of it? Yeah,
all the work. And
I love Katie, and I think she's great.
Yeah, and I think this is a wonderful, wonderful thing, and an opportunity for spinners to really have something around Albuquerque that we can actually gather and do and enjoy.
So if people didn't want to go to Mountain Air, if they didn't want to spend the rest of the day with you, they wouldn't have to.
No.
They would just come up and basically do the spinning at sunset.
At sunrise.
Excuse me. Yeah. Spinning at sunrise and do it. Okay.
Right. And then go,
Then go do whatever they need to do.
And then come back the next day. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a suggested $60 donation to the monument.
Okay.
So I think, you know, that's $15 an hour for being there, and for the
That's not
monument
bad at
to
all.
accommodate us by opening early for just us
Uh-huh.
and allowing us to be there.
Right.
And yeah, so I'm
And they're
looking forward to
beautiful.
it.
You know, my grandmother moved out here when I was young,
Mm-hmm.
and probably 12 or 13. And so I came and visited her when I was 16 years old
Oh
in
yeah.
1976.
Ooh. Uh-huh.
And the first place she took me to was Abo and Gran Quivera
Wow, really?
and Salinas, I
Yeah.
guess it was, those
Uh-huh.
three, because they weren't that far away from
Right.
Albuquerque and they had found them.
Right.
So while I was there was this man that was an old man, and he said to me that he was born right there
Wow.
at Abo. And
Wow.
he said one day he was just standing there and this wall came right down.
Ooh.
And but he said he's just been there for forever.
Wow.
And so I always remembered that, and I thought it was all sort of, like I was writing, stories and things like that when I was 16 years old. So I had written about it. So then I went back a couple of years ago, and they have a place, a plaque type thing, telling the story of this old man who was born at Abo.
Oh, how cool.
And who had taken people around for years.
Yeah.
Giving them tours.
Oh, nice.
And so it was the same person that I had met back in 1976. So I wish I could go down, but I just can't.
Yeah.
And because to me, that's like such a magical, mystical place.
Yeah.
And I think it would be marvelous to be able to be there when the sun was rising up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because I've never done anything like this, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Now this isn't going to be posted until probably Friday.
Right.
So that'll be like right before. So you're probably not going to be able to hear this in time to go. But hopefully next year it will happen again, and then we'll be able to go. I think that's great.
Yeah, but if this appeals to you, respond in the show, respond in the group, and we'll pass on the information, and maybe we can get a list of people who are interested.
Yes.
And then that way, that will help with the planning for next year.
For the next year. That's really true. Yeah. So that sounds great. Oh, so I'm so happy that you're going to go.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
And then you had wanted to talk about Taos Wool Festival too?
Yes. Okay. So Taos Wool Festival is October 5th and 6th, if I'm not mistaken. The first weekend in October is not October 1st. The first weekend in October is either the 5th and 6th or the 6th and 7th. I don't even have my phone. Can't look it up.
I'll look it up.
Anyway, so the first weekend in October is the Taos Wool Festival. This is a gathering sponsored by the Rocky Mountain Wool Growers Association, along with the Llama Association and the Alpaca Association. And I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out, but those three are the big three. And then it was originally started as a market, so that the growers could bring their goods in and market them. But it's turned into a real fiesta and a festival, and so there will be vendors. It's held in Kit Carson Park. Saturday and Sunday is the market itself.
And those days are the 5th is Saturday and the 6th is Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, so from 9 to 5 on Saturday and generally 9 to 4-ish on Sunday. You can go to Kit Carson Park and wander around the field and see all the vendors who will have their goods for sale. And you can also see demonstrations. There will be shearing demonstrations. There will be llamas, sheep, goats, alpacas to look at and pet. If you're a special child, they really like you guys. And they like kids much more than they like grown-ups.
That's true.
So, anyway. But you can tell when alpacas and llamas like people because they hum.
Ah,
They go,
okay.
mm, and it's really interesting. Anyway, um, so um, that's a lot of fun. The kids
Uh-huh.
love seeing all the animals out there, and then there will be contests as well. Now,
Mm-hmm.
beforehand, they've opened requirements for there'll be hand spinning and gosh, weaving, and there are a bunch of things that you can enter your hand spun yarn for, or you wove something, or and I'm really bad. I should have read all this better before, but anyway, I usually go
So
just
when
for the
is
play,
the
just to
when do
play
you
it.
have to like get that submit your stuff?
I think like the hand spun skeins and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
you enter them that morning, Saturday
That morning?
morning. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, now I'll read up and I'll tell you I'm sorry I didn't get that right, but
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. Um, and then during the day, Saturday and Sunday, there will be other things
Uh-huh.
like on Sunday, there's usually the spinners have a contest, and actually knitters and spinners and crocheters have contests on Sunday, and several years there have been blindfolded spinning.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
you put on rubber gloves and spin.
Ooh.
You have one person hold the yarn and the other person treadle.
Oh, wow. That's a
So
lot more. That the year that I went with you, they didn't have all of that. They just had who could spin the most in a
yeah,
minute.
yeah, and so they've changed
They've
it up a
changed it
lot.
up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
and blindfolded
Cool.
spinning is really fun. Um, yeah, blindfolded spinning is very fun. Anyway, they also have who can crochet the fastest, and how much can you crochet in 2 minutes, and then
Ah.
blindfolded,
Okay, cool.
and yeah. So there's some things that are really fun, and you get what are called mavwa bucks for winning, and what that is it's like vouchers,
Okay.
and it equals money. So then you can go spend them on the field, and I think that's wonderful.
Oh,
So
okay.
you don't win money, but you win.
But you win things that you can use to buy
Right,
from the vendors.
right, yeah.
Okay.
And I bought things with my mavwa bucks that I
Mm-hmm.
would not have bought if I had had to spend real money.
Right.
So because I didn't, I went with a set budget. I spent that money, and I wasn't going to spend
Mm-hmm.
any more. But then
Right.
I won a contest. So yeah,
Yeah. So then you could go
yeah,
out and get some more stuff.
yeah,
That
yeah.
sounds
That was
great.
fun. That was fun. Um, in the meantime, before the Saturday, before October 5th, there are workshops that happen Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I think this year it's Thursday and Friday workshops.
Oh, okay.
And so these are taught by guests who come in to teach. Um, I can't think of offhand if there is a particular artist in
Mm-hmm.
for the festival, but I do know that Galina Kamelova is teaching again this
Oh,
year.
she is.
Yes,
Okay.
Galina Kamelova, for those of you who don't know, is she is the Orenburg shawl expert, and she has written books about Orenburg shawls, which is Orenburg is a particular kind of Russian lace knitting. And she generally teaches a knitting class and a spinning class. But this year she's teaching, I think she's teaching uh, a practical knitted shawl that's a worsted weight, heavier shawl.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think she's teaching spinning for Orenburg lace.
Okay. Are you
Fabulous.
taking the classes?
I took the classes a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
She is magnificent. She's a wonderful, wonderful teacher, and she's going to retire soon. So wherever you are in the knitting world, if you see Galina Kamilova's classes in the next couple of years, don't put it off. Take them now because she's going to retire. And once she retires, she's not going to teach anymore.
Right.
So I would recommend her classes. She's one of the most brilliant teachers I've ever seen.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what classes are you taking this year?
I'm not taking any classes.
Oh, you're not?
No. I would have taken Galina's class, but I already took it.
Right.
And I wanted to. The few days before Taos Festival is my vacation. This is my one time a year that I get to go play, and I stay with my girlfriend, and we have a lot to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this year I'm not going to take any classes. I'm just going to spend the time with her. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That sounds great.
Oh, it is. It's a lot of fun. We go to her choir practice, and then we go to sing in church on Sunday morning. And chances are there's going to be a feast day somewhere in there that we will go to on the Taos Pueblo.
Nice.
And so we have things to do.
Things to do.
This year. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about something that's happening here at the yarn store.
Okay, good.
And that is with Theodora's Pearls, Jennifer Miller. She is a hand dyer extraordinaire, and she's backed by popular demand. She is really beautiful. I love her, Theodora's Pearls. She's going to be here Thursday, October 10th, and she's going to have an artist's talk from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. and a free talk about her Lambs on the Run trip in Spain in May 2020. So I guess that she's going to be leading that trip.
Cool.
She's going to also talk about her life as an indie dyer and what inspires her gorgeous colors. And refreshments will be included that day. Cool. Then on Friday, October 11th, she's going to have a trunk show from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This is going to be right in the middle of our Britspin, so we'll be able to see it. Don't miss her incredible colorways of bamboo, silk, and wool yarns, and they're very beautiful.
Gorgeous.
And then Saturday, October 12th, she's going to have 2 classes. The first one is going to be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that is working with hand-painted yarn, how to show it off to its best advantage. And that class fee is $40. And then in the afternoon from 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m., it's a design your own shawl without charts or math.
Wow.
That's the one I'm going to take if I'm able to do it. And that class fee is $60. So it's right here at the yarn store, and you'll get to see Theodora Jennifer Miller, who is the creator of Theodora's Pearls. So that would be fun to do.
Yeah. Cool.
And then I wanted to talk about a new yarn that we have. And this new yarn is called Jody Long Alba. And this is a merino alpaca luxury tweed blend. So let me show you this one. Might show it off a little bit better. So this pretty. Is what it is. And that's what that is right there. You can see it. And it is 50% wool, 25% alpaca, and 25% viscose. I don't know how you say that. And then is that sort of like another word for that word that we don't like?
Polyester? Acrylic. Well, viscose can sometimes be rayon, which is can be a plant fiber, but it's a more synthetic fiber than wool. I would guess.
382 yards in 3.52 ounces. So that's that. And we have it in all these gorgeous colors. There's a red.
That's really pretty.
That's really nice.
I like that. And the tweedy
And
thingies are different colors too.
Which is really nice too. Yeah. And then, oh look, we've got a natural, because we always have to have a natural. There you can see the tweed in there.
Yeah.
Very well, actually. Yeah, we have an orange or a pumpkin. I guess we would call it pumpkin now. That's a pretty color. That's pretty. And this is going to be darker than what you're seeing right now. Mm-hmm. We have a purple. This is it, yeah. Doesn't look too tweedy in it, but that's a purple. And then we have a gray, and we've got about three other colors. So there's this pretty gray. Yeah, I like that. So anyway, so that's the yarn. Yeah. So come on in and get that. And that is, let me see what the price point is. It's $20.70 for 382 yards. Oh, that's and nice. You know what? This weekend is our end of the month. Right. And you get 20% off of everything. Yeah. So and if you pay cash, they add an extra 5% off. Yeah. So just saying, not a bad time to be coming into the yarn store and getting a bunch of stuff. If you're not going to Taos. They're not going to Taos. If you're not going to Taos, you could come to the yarn store and spend your money here. Taos isn't this weekend, Jeannie. I know, but you know, that's what I mean. Oh, if you're not going to Taos. If you're not going to Taos, might as well come here. They're not going to get the big sale that day. But yes, I would agree with that. I mean, I'm always down for spending my money here. Yeah, we'll spend it early. It's like, I walked in the door today and I was like, woof. I was like in the middle of too many conversations all at once. And I walk in the yarn store and it's like, oh, phone off. Yeah. I'm just going to be here. Yeah. What bad can happen in my yarn store? Right. Basking in fiber. In fiber, just, having it all around, having great people to talk to. It's really wonderful and lovely. Yes. So I really like it. One thing you might think about if you're thinking about autumn colors and fall yarns and stuff like that, you might want to think about coming in this weekend. We have watched lots of autumn colors go out the door today. That's gorgeous. So I just pulled this off the shelf. This happens to be Malabrigo, everybody's favorite. We love Malabrigo. But I want you to know that the fall colors are going fast. Oh, so that's so pretty too. Yes, I'm tempting you. I hope. Yes, you come on in and get some fall colors. Yeah, that Malabrigo is beautiful. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. The flame is just it's called Volcan. Oh. So it is a volcano. Yes, it looks like a volcano. Yeah, two of which have gone off in Central America this week, by the way. Oh, wow. Yeah, the last few days. Yeah. Did it hurt anybody? Not yet. You don't know yet. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Yeah. Well, I think that brings us to the end of our show today. Yeah. It's been just so lovely to see you, Jeannie. It's so good to see you. Yeah. Really good to see you. And it's wonderful to talk to everybody, and I hope that you all let us know what's going on. If you want to get in touch with us, you can do it through Yarn Store abq at gmail.com. Yeah. And then if you want to contact me directly, you can do it at Kathleen, Kathleen .McKibben, MCKIBBEN at live.com. You can also get us on the Ravelry page. I've changed the name of the group to Yarning Around with Kathy and Jeannie. And then I've also got a thread going in the yarn store at Nob Hill. So we'd love to hear from you, even though I forget people's names. I'm so sorry. I won't. If y'all write in, I'll write them all down. Yeah. So anyway, until we see you again, I hope that your knitting is fun and full of yarn of fall colors. Yes. Happy knitting. See you later. And spinning. Bye.